Hey guys, we're here today again at HardRacing. Today we're working on our Grom project bike products, and today we're going over the Finbro 125cc piston and what we call the 125 head. We call it the 125 head because that's what it was first and foremost made for. But there are a lot of guys that use this head on 143cc's and 181s and other size. So basically it's designed for 125, but you can use it on larger sized big bores that you just got to obviously make sure you have enough clearance for most of them. It's not an issue. It obviously has larger valves. It's been ported. We'll show you all this detailed in a second here, but we're basically just going over the synopsis. So basically you got a flat top piston, and everything is sold separately here. So basically you've got a flat top piston, which is basically going to be a higher compression than your stock one. Here's your stock one. You can see it's a recessed inside. Flat top is higher and it's flat, so you get more compression. When the piston comes up and compresses the air in the combustion chamber, you get more squeeze, higher compression, more explosion, and thus a little more power. So that's your flat top piston. Comes with rings on it already. Comes with a new piston pin and a new set of clips. This is OEM size. It's a 125cc. So the key here is that it's stock replacement, so you don't have to get a cylinder or anything. It is OEM 125cc. It has, as you can see, the valve reliefs machined out of the top already. And for intake, so when you install it, you'll go this way because it's slightly larger intake than exhaust. And again, as you see here, they're the same diameter, but basically these are just flat to get more compression, to get more power. Then on top of that, an option you can get is the 125cc head. And again, this head has been ported. As you can see here, it's a larger port there. It's all been machined out, and it has larger valves. So you're going to get more airflow into the chamber. More air equals more power. So you can get and use just this by itself. You can get and just use this by itself. Obviously these two together is a great combination. And then to top it off, you can get either a Katako or a Takigawa camshaft. These are what we recommend. This is what we use. These are our best sellers. There are multiple different cams available on the market, but these are the ones that we recommend, that most all of our customers go with. The main reason we recommend these is they're AR core style cam. You may not be sure what that means, but you have basically cores and regrinds. And the core type cam is purpose built from the beginning, from a blank, and then they machine it down to the profile they want. A regrind cam is where they take a stock one and then they grind down the neutral part of the lobe to make more of a difference between the neutral and the lobe. So what you're basically doing is taking a stock one and grinding off material. The downside to that is it makes the ramp, which is basically the angle of the lobe, a lot steeper, and what that makes it do is put some extra wear and tear on your cam chain and your valve train. And as you may have done some research, there have been guys who just prematurely wear that stuff out. Some guys make it last a long time, but it's just our personal preference. We just like core style cams. They're purpose built. They make horsepower everywhere, bottom, middle, and top end. And they're just less wear and tear on your valve train. And they don't require heavy duty springs or dual rate springs, which is another bonus. So again, that's also less wear and tear. Dual rate springs and heavy duty springs tend to make your cam chain tension or roller wear out a little faster, and just puts more stress and load on everything. So again, personal preference. This is what we recommend. Everything here sold separately. The piston sold separately, the head and the camshafts, but together doing these is a great combination. And we'll show you a little closer detail here on the head. So basically, this is just by comparison your stock head with the little valves. This is the Finbro head with the larger valves. It's a 26.5 intake and a 22 millimeter exhaust. And just so you can see the difference, we'll show you by measuring here. These are silver, obviously, because they're brand new. These have been used. They got some carbon, but let's see if you can see that. It's a good 1.5 millimeters, 2 mil at least larger. Quite a bit. You know, obviously the key here is larger larger valves, larger ports, ability to get in more air. And more air equals more power. And the nice thing, again, this is for somebody that doesn't necessarily want to go big bore and just wants to be able to get a little bit more kick out of the bike, still run stock cylinder, stock CCs, but just wants some more air, more flow. And that is definitely the way to go. So there's a comparison on the ports on that side. And then on that side. And again, OEM fit, don't have to modify, just basically drop in the piston if you want to just do that into your cylinder, and then if you want to do the head, just get a cam. You can also run your stock cam on the Finbro head. You won't get as much of performance because obviously the cam profile of the stock cam is not as aggressive, doesn't hold the valve open quite as long, doesn't have as much overlap in duration, but it still will work. So that's the kind of the beauty of these. You can do them step by step, stage by stage, depending on your budget. You don't have to feel like you have to buy it all at once. You can, if you want to, just buy it all at once and just get one good kick. But you could always start out with just the piston, and then eventually get the head, and then eventually get the camshaft, get the piston and the camshaft, then get the head. It's totally personal preference. There's no wrong or right way to do it. It just comes down to your budget and how you want to go about it. But that's the beauty of all this system. It's all interchangeable, and definitely it's a great addition if you do all of them together. And one other step you can do that a lot of guys seem to find works really well, you can upgrade also to the Koso throttle body and also their inlet pipe to get even more flow. That really honestly is only a benefit if you're doing the head and the camshaft. We'll be honest with you, don't waste your money on a throttle body, higher velocity throttle body if you're not doing the head and the camshaft, because the stock one will be fine. Finbro also makes an overboard one. It's basically your stock one, but it's been dremeled out to make a larger diameter. And the same thing with the inlet tube. It's also been Dremel machined out to make higher velocity, more airflow. So those are also the kind of like the last steps if you do the camshafts and the head and want to get a little bit more. There's been lots and lots of guys you can see on the forums and Facebook that have done all these together and their bikes are ripping. So it's definitely an alternative if you don't want to go big bore kit. There's nothing wrong with a big bore kit. We sell tons of them. Probably 1,000 plus around the U.S. driving around with big bore kits and no issues if you get a good quality one. But for those guys that just want some more kick in the pants without going big bore, keep it stock CC. Or if your racing division knows you only 125, this is a nice alternative. So again, you got the pistons, cams, the heads, everything sold separately. We can put it all into a package. When you go on our website and check it out, you'll see that we offer it all kind of like, well, add this, add this, add this. But again, you can do it in stages, total personal preference. At the end of the day, it's definitely going to give your bike a nice kick in the pants. So if you enjoyed our video, please be sure to give a thumbs up at the bottom of the screen and make sure to subscribe. We appreciate the support, and the subscribing helps that and it also gives you notifications when we make new videos. And of course, if you have any other questions about the products, we're on Facebook, on the forums, Instagram, Twitter, and most importantly, obviously, check out our website at hardracing.com.